If there was one thing that my ex-girlfriend taught me, is to have a better attitude, because everything was so reactive. Within 2.5 months, we had one breakup and then getting back together. And one thing that her father said was missing in the totality of that relationship. This is Jimi Hendrix, and this is episode 122. Lessons from Courtney. Proactive Attihood on Empowering Your Pattern 2.0.
Mommy, yo estoy bien. I'm okay, honey. Yeah, I'm starting work tomorrow, actually. Can you tell me if I'm doing this right?
When you leave one comfort zone in search of another, Regions has the people, tools, and tech.
New job? New everything.
To help you move forward faster and brave the beginning.
This podcast is for those who desire more, who desire to enjoy an extraordinary life. In this podcast, I give you these spiritual and temporal tips to help you overcome the adversities of everyday life. All right. Now, if you'll forgive me, I'm taking the phrase Attihood, Attihood. There's a play on from a chapter in the book by Pastor Mel Keys called Hell to the No, K-N-O-W, okay? It's a mindset book, helps us deal with some of the problems in hell that we're going through. Now, what does Attihood stand for? Attitude. And the problem was, no matter how proactive I was trying to be in my life and in my relationship, Courtney had a behavior that was she was proactive at first because she was so happy to be with me. But as time evolved, and especially during my vacation to Anson, her attitude began to change toward the negative. And it seemed, well, I remember one day, I was trying to solve some small and insignificant problem in my life. But she had become so demanding that it basically overblown into a little molehill into a mountain. And when my mother discovered how it was being, she's like, James, you have to break it off with this woman. I told you she was wrong for you from the start. You're playing with fire when you're dating somebody like her. And of course, at first I was like, no, Mama's wrong. But by that point, of that particular fight, I was beginning to think, well, Mama may be right. And then here's another incident where her attitude was reactive. I was having a full day at UTPB with studies, and I also had a meeting of UTPB inactive, UTPB, University of Texas Permian Basin, Enactus, which is a student chapter group for entrepreneurs. I was getting ready to go walk into that meeting when she called me. She said, "Are you free to talk?" I said, "Look, I have one more meeting. I'll call you when I get back." I don't believe this. I gave you another chance for us to get back together, and this is how you treat me? And I in a kindly but in a roundabout way wanted to say, Courtney, life doesn't revolve around you. You're going to be this career man and everything. A good woman that is proactive is mature enough to realize that sometimes a man's got to do what needs to be done about their career. And when I called later on that night, it seemed like she was sinking me into a very reactive attitude. And she's like, if I'm gonna be your girl, you're gonna have to try these certain things. And I had no idea that they were dragging me down until at some point later. My best friend Michael was kind of like, "Do you realize how down you're going with this?" And so I hope you begin to understand that in your relationships, you need to have people, even in your personal relationships, that are willing to be proactive and proactive. Because one thing I learned, unfortunately, through Courtney was that a reactive attitude got you nowhere. We hope that you enjoyed watching Empower Your Pattern 2.0. If you like what you hear, please hit the thumbs up, the like button, and subscribe. We'd love to have you a part of the Empower Your Pattern community. This is Jimi Hendrix saying goodbye for now until next time. Do what others don't so you can be what others won't. Do what others don't so you can have what others can't. Choose, act, and pursue happiness. God bless you.